Hey guys, this is Kelly Melody. I'm an operations manager for a real estate team in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm here to share with you these simple systems that I've put in place for our team to take us from disastrous finances to completely in control and earning a profit every month with a great reserve in case of any issues that pop up. Just want to say how truly freeing it is to have this control over your finances. So I'm assuming you found me and found these videos because you're on the same journey that I was in 2019 to get your business finances, if you're a realtor, to get your finances under control, or if you're in operations, if you're working to help your team get their finances under control. So taking under finances is a lot to add to your plate. It's something that I know I didn't have experience with when I first started bookkeeping, accounting. I was not great at math through high school, middle school. The extent of my math knowledge is from when I used to teach third grade. And so taking on finances and bookkeeping and accounting and taxes, it was daunting at first. So it took a lot of research, it took a lot of time, and in order, we know as admin and operations managers for real estate teams that our time is valuable, and we have to prioritize what's really important because a lot of us wear a lot of hats. Sometimes, like right now, I'm the only admin for my team. So I do the operations, I do our transaction coordinating, and I do our team's financials, I do our team's marketing and events. So it's a lot of hats to wear, which means I have to be extremely organized and somewhat stingy with my time. So today we're going to talk about how you can fit this into your busy schedule. If you're a realtor, I'm sure you're running appointments, you're writing contracts, you are negotiating terms. There's a lot that goes with, being a realtor and also managing your business finances. Sometimes people choose to leverage this piece out. And that is not something that we ever did. I did try to leverage out a few of my day-to-day tasks to a virtual assistant, but I just felt like it took me too far out of the picture of the finances, and it just works better for me if I'm in them on a daily basis. So how can we make this work with a busy schedule and lots of hats that we all wear? So Google Calendar is my friend. It's what I use to organize my day with my time blocks. If you want more information on time blocking, The One Thing book, it's called The One Thing, is great, and we'll give you an overview and a backstory on what time blocking is and how it can help you create efficiency in your day. So it's something that I already have experience with. If you're already familiar with time blocking, I'm going to go over with you how I make the finances work. So I use Google Calendar to time block my day, and the finances are generally a straight administrative part of the job. There's not any customer service that goes into it. I don't have to consult with other people on my team. It's something that I can do on my own. And since I have systems in place, it's very systematized and systematic now. So I have something that I do for every day. I start my day with logging in and just coding expenses. I code the expenses, and that's generally it at this point for most days of the week. Wednesdays is my quote unquote financial day, and it's where I spend a little bit more time in the finances. I'll definitely code our expenses, but at that point, I also run our payroll. I make sure our payroll taxes are paid, and I run our weekly reports, our profit and loss report, our budget report, our payroll report, and I check over the expenses from the previous week. So the last 7 days, I check those expenses just to double check and make sure that everything looks right and that there's not some kind of expense that is unfamiliar. We've caught some fraudulent charges in my personal account by reviewing expenses, but also, in the business account, we have something that's one-off. Maybe my lead agent spent some money somewhere and he didn't tell me ahead of time, it's just a time for me to check and say, this looks a little iffy. Let me check and make sure that everything's good there. So that's done on Wednesdays. And then generally the rest of the week is just coding expenses. Now, like I've said in a previous video, we use the profit first philosophy to manage our finances. So that calls for twice a month that you have to disperse your funds. So we call those distribution days, and distribution days take a little bit longer. At this point, we've been doing profit first for about 8-9 months. So the system is very quick for me now. I just check over and make sure that all of our numbers match up from what has come into the business and is in our income account before I disperse it out to all of our other accounts. I have a spreadsheet that tracks that, and then I make all of the disbursements. So at this point in time, that only takes me about 30 minutes to do a distribution. And so daily coding expenses, weekly running reports, twice monthly, I do the disbursement. And then at the end of every month, I go ahead and run monthly end of month reports for profit and loss, payroll, budget. I don't run the expense reports monthly because I keep up with them weekly. And then I double check our disbursements for the month. But it's super simple. A daily basis coding expenses takes me about 5 to 10 minutes. And then weekly, the reports take me maybe 20 minutes to run the reports weekly. And then, like I said, the distribution takes about 30 to 45 minutes. So you can see that this really isn't taking a lot of time out of my schedule. If you are looking to get this set up, it did take me a lot of time on the front end. It took me a lot of research. It took me a lot of trial and error with the systems and spreadsheets that I used to get it set up how we need it set up. So it did take a lot of time. It was my one thing for 2019. But I'm more than happy to talk to you about getting this system set up if you're interested in knowing my systems and how I make it work. So to make your life easier and you can just implement what I've put all the work into your team. If that interests you, I'm going to put my email in the comments below and feel free to reach out with questions. And if you're interested in a call about getting your team set up with our system. All right, guys, if you have questions, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Have a great one.